Hi, folks, and welcome to another episode of Ferrum Wrestling 411. I'm your host, Gary Holden. With me, of course, is head wrestling coach Nate Yetzer. Nate, congratulations on the Southeast Wrestling Conference title last week.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
2 years in a row, 9 titles out of 10 weight classes.
Yep.
Last year, you only put 9 kids in the tournament. This year, you had 10 in the tournament. There was a stud at 197 pounds, and Hunter Goulart ran into that guy. He was a former Division I wrestler and everything. But other than that, 9 for 9 in the other weight classes. You got to be pretty happy about that.
I am. Plus we had a few guys that were. I think a couple weight classes. We had both of our guys were in the final. We're allowed to take 2 guys per weight max, and we got some other guys and that we wrestled each other in the final. I think 3 of the weights where we had another Ferrum guy in the finals versus Ferrum guy. So, overall I was really happy, and I think we did it probably as good as we could have done, considering, and I was really proud of the guys. Wrestled really good. So.
Well, you almost doubled the second-place team. Greensboro's really coming along. They scored 60.5 points. You scored 114.5 points. Got a lot of pin points along the way.
Absolutely.
And apparently the way that they ran the tournament was that whoever was the highest place finisher in that weight class, those were your team points.
Right. Yep. Absolutely. Yep.
And the majority of them were your varsity, were you guys that have been the starting 10 anyway.
Absolutely. So. We had about 3 weights where we had 2 guys in there that were pretty close, and so it was basically a final wrestle off to see who would advance.
Mm-hmm.
So we got our starting lineup all set up for regionals, and we're excited.
So the advancement you're talking about is to see who the starter would be in the regionals.
Right.
Okay,
Yep.
Good. Well, let's just go straight down the weight classes. 125 pounds. Beckner won it for you. Zach Beckner met Bailey Cooper in the finals. Tough match. Bailey's got a little bit of a banged up ankle, I guess.
His knee's kind of banged up. We're gonna get it checked out here, and then he wasn't 100%, but
sure,
still,
you can tell that.
Yeah, but still Zach did a great job too. I think he scored. I think he outscored his opponents like 40-2 for the whole tournament. So he looked great. He looked really good, and he's coming off an injury, and it didn't seem like it affected him all conditioning wise or anything. He did a good job.
He's a scrapper. He seems like when he's standing on the sidelines talking with the guys, he's just happy-go-lucky, good mood, hanging around.
Absolutely,
Really wrestling doesn't even seem to be on his mind. And then he steps on the mat.
He's a different animal.
Just a switch gets pulled, and he just attacks people.
He's definitely a gamer. When the lights are on, the brightest, he performs very well. So he did a good job. So.
Solid weight class for you. 133 pounds. Robert Cunningham back in the lineup. Looked pretty good. A couple tough matches and everything, some close ones, but for the most part, actually his finals match was the only one that was close, 5-1. Other than that, he got a fall.
Was it really?
Couple pins.
Yeah. Well, anyway, even the finals, he kind of dominated. Rode him for a good while and did a really good job, and looked great. Looked really sharp, which is obviously coming off injury too. You like to see that as well, and he's rounding in the shape where he needs to be. So did a good job. Bobby Zefroin had a great tournament too. Had to finish in 3rd, and he continues to get better and better. Kind of hampered with injuries a little bit this year, but once he gets a full season under his belt where he's not injured, he's gonna do really well. Really well.
3rd and 4th place match. Got to highlight this one with Bobby Z. Comes out there and ends up going into overtime. In the end of regulation, takes the kid down, has him sitting on his butt, arms wrapped around his legs, and the referee wouldn't get a takedown. Same thing in the overtime, and the referee said something about, I can't remember what he said.
Yeah, he had to win it 3 times.
No control of the hips, but he literally got 2 takedowns, and then he ended up riding the kid out in the 3rd period.
He had to win the match 3 times, and he did a great job. I was really proud of him.
Good for you, Bobby Z.
Yep.
All right, so 141 pounds. This is another one of those weight classes that you probably were kind of up in the air and everything. Austin Smith came out of it with a win, scored a pin in the finals.
Right, yep.
And probably your guy to go at the regionals?
Yep, Austin as a freshman, too. He's starting around in the shape, too. He looked good really early in the year, then kind of hit that freshman lag a little bit in the middle of the season. Was in a little bit of a slump, but he's really stepped out of that. Starting with I think he's won 5 in a row now with like 3 pins, and starting at Pembroke and then all the way through here, he's done a good job. So we're excited.
A dark horse chance to get into the NCAA tournament?
I think so. 41's pretty is not very deep this year in our region, and he's wrestling as good as anybody right now. So I think he has reason to be excited and confident going in.
Maybe need to see something like that.
Yep.
All right, 149 pounds. Colin Saunders just dominated everybody throughout the tournament. Scored a pin in the first match, a 14-5 major decision, and then a 15-5 major in the finals. Just looked totally dominant. And this is a kid that's looked really solid this semester for you.
He's really rounding in shape. He's doing a great job, and I think he's really matured a lot in the last year, and just night and day from last year. And the talent was always there, but now he's got the work ethic, the confidence, and he's doing things the right way. So he's I mean, he's he's going to be dangerous. He's going to be dangerous to regionals.
He's one of these kids that's got to be going into this regional thinking, okay, last year I sat behind a guy, Paul Biggs, one of your assistant coaches now,
Right.
who was an NCAA qualifier, and now I get my chance
Yep.
chance to shine and everything. He's got 3 cracks at getting into the NCAA tournament, sophomore,
Absolutely.
junior, senior, and I like this kid's chances. I love the way he wrestles. He's so exciting. He's one of those kids that he's not wrestling to just
Yeah.
to win by a point or two.
He puts on a show.
Oh yeah.
He puts on a show, and he's one of those young guys too. He's a sophomore, and I think he's thinking beyond. I mean, he's thinking beyond regionals. I mean, he's thinking of being an All-American
wants
NCAA
to get on the
tournament, which
podium.
he's the way he's wrestling right now, he's perfectly capable. He's capable of getting to the finals if he gets right on. So
Wow, that's great.
excited.
All right, 157 pounds. Your returning All-American Logan Meister looked tough in the tournament. Gave a couple takedown clinics, just letting them up, taking them down.
Yep.
Probably scored about 50 takedowns
Yeah,
in the tournament.
that
I'm
seemed
exaggerating,
like
but
it.
I'll bet he scored 10 or 15 takedowns
Oh,
in
at
this
least.
tournament.
I mean, the one match he had 14 takedowns,
Yeah,
so
okay,
or whatever.
so,
Yeah.
maybe he's up in the 20s or so. But it looked real tough. Seems
Yep.
like he's really kind of at that form. He's peaking at the right time.
Absolutely, and he did a great job, and he just went out there and took care of business like a senior should. Even Logan Armstrong, the second guy we took at 57, had a great tournament too. I think the match he lost for third and fourth, he was actually winning that match, and just didn't wrestle hard on bottom, and got pinned. But
caught, yeah.
but overall, he had a great tournament as well too. Logan Armstrong, he's a freshman as well, so.
Good for your future right there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Okay, 165 pounds. Andrew Tolbert won the weight class for you. His matches went looked like he had a major decision 17-8, a major decision 10-2, and then a major decision in the finals. Fairly dominant throughout the tournament.
Yeah, very dominant. Yeah, I mean, he's one of those guys. I mean, he's wrestling really well, and when he's relaxed and he goes out there, he's probably one of the best guys on our team, just because what he can do and what he's capable of doing. He's very talented and great feel for wrestling, and I'm excited about that weight. Cliff Harris, it didn't look great. This past weekend, but he's had a great freshman campaign, and,
Sure.
and I think he's won over 20 matches with 10 falls. And
Tough match
so-
in the consolation finals. Lost 4-3. It was real tight.
Yeah,
right at
and he
the
beat
end.
that guy twice during the year. You know what I mean? So I mean, he didn't look great all weekend, to be honest with you. I don't know if he was just a little worn down, but he's going to be an exciting guy for the future here. He's probably going to be 57-pounder down the road here. So
Okay. 174 pounds. Blake Rosenbaum looked pretty dominant. Matter of
Right.
fact, he won the most falls in the least amount of time.
Yep.
We got 3 pins in like 9 minutes and 20 seconds. I think he's your leader with like 13 pins this season.
16, I think.
16 pins.
Yeah,
okay.
yep.
He just looks so dominant this year, and just seems like he's really kind of peaking at the right time.
Absolutely,
As well.
yep, absolutely. He did a great job. And I was excited about him. He did a good job.
And then you also had Max Baker. Max has made a habit of coming through the back
Right,
bracket and
yeah.
everything and getting to the consolation finals, placing third. A little bit short, finished
Yeah.
3-1 loss in the consolation finals.
He didn't look sharp this weekend either, to be honest with you. And I think, but he's had a great season as well, and we're excited about him next year as well too. So
Good. 184 pounds. 2 Ferrum guys in the finals.
Yep.
Adam Bresson came out with a 5-2 win over Antavian Leary. Well, was that a weight class? Do you really felt like this was going to be one of the wrestle-offs?
yeah, absolutely. I mean, that was the game plan going in, and Adam's starting around in shape, starting to wrestle the best he has all year at the right time, which
Yeah.
is huge. So and then
Last year at this time, he wrestled well
He got
because
hot, yep.
he came into that regionals and scored a pin, 2 technical falls,
Yep.
scored a bunch of
Team
points for you
points,
that
yep.
you probably weren't expecting.
took fifth, and did a good job. He's right on the bubble this year, and I think the way he's wrestling, he could definitely push through. And Antavian Leary did a good job too, and he just he's a 74-pounder, but he wanted to go up and challenge Adam, and did a great job, and excited about him. He's only a sophomore as well too.
Sure. All right, 197 pounds. This is a weight class we mentioned earlier. Hunter Goulart ran into just a beast from Greensboro. Young man named Casey Hutchinson was a Division I transfer. Couldn't do much with him in the finals. Got major decision. But overall, Hunter looked pretty decent throughout the tournament, I thought.
Yeah, he did a good job. It's just kind of, that kid's right now just a little bit better than him, but a lot can change in 2 weeks.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So, and Tyreek Nolan lost his first round match, but he did a good job, and he came back through and finished third and beat the guy pretty handily, the guy that beat him earlier in the day. So,
Yeah, he got major decision, I think, early in the day by that kid,
Yeah.
and come back in the end, beat him 4-1, and
Yep.
wrote him out. Had like 4.5 minutes of riding
Yep,
time.
did a
so
great
it's pretty
job.
Good.
Yep.
All right, 285 pounds. Another weight class where you had 2 guys, both in the finals. Tate Delaney came out with an 11-9 decision over Carlos Leyva. Those two have battled back and forth from
Right.
the beginning of the year, the scrimmage that we had, the final wrestle-offs a couple times in tournaments and everything, and just seems like those two have been locked in that pattern of being 1, 2, or 3 points.
Right,
separated.
absolutely. I mean, I think Leiva's got 5 losses in the year. I think 3 or 4 of them are Tate.
Tate.
So, yeah. So, but Leiva had a great season, and Tate's, he's rounding into shape at the right time, wrestling his best he has all year as well too for the regional tournament. So
Good. I'm excited to see what he's going to do.
Yep.
Let's talk a little bit about the regionals. It looks, for the longest time, no schools had put in for a bid.
Right.
We talked about it for a while. Couldn't get the Berglund Center like we had a couple of years ago. Looked at some other facilities. Nothing seemed to be on the horizon for us. And in the end, we were able to. The folks at Franklin County High School have been great with us. Crystal Worley and John Crutchfield. They're going to let us use that facility next weekend, Friday and Saturday, February 24th and 25th. Anybody's looking to come see some great college wrestling, it's going to be right here in the county, in Franklin County, over at Franklin County High School. Ferrum will be hosting it. You got to be excited about your kids being able to sleep in their own beds,
absolutely.
not have to travel or
Yep.
anything.
I mean, I think they're really excited about it, and the fact that most of our kids are obviously from this. Not exactly Franklin County, but there's North Carolina, Maryland, Virginia, so it's an easy drive for them, and it's a pretty rare opportunity for people in the Roanoke Valley to come watch NCAA or a national or regional tournament. It's pretty important. So it's a great opportunity for us, and we're just glad that it worked out. So.
Many of our fans probably don't know this, but we've put in some bids for the NCAA Division III
Right.
tournament, 2019 to 2022. We're hoping to get one of those.
Right.
Apparently, the folks at the NCAA are telling us we won't find out until April
Right.
whether or not we get one of those. But if we get it, we'd be holding it at the Berglund Center.
Awesome.
Holds 10,000. What a thing to attract. And
Be an awesome
good thing for
environment.
Ferrum College.
Absolutely, it'd be an awesome environment. So.
Yep. So. Nate, you want to talk a little bit about? We talked a little bit earlier about camps and everything.
Right.
You want to maybe mention about what's going on?
Yeah,
this year?
so all of our camp dates are all set now. If they go to pantherwrestlingcamps.com, you can go on there and see kind of what the camps that we offer. This year we offer the Gold Camp, which is our team competition camp. Individuals can come to that as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's at the end of June. I don't know the specific dates. It's online, but the Black Camp, which is kind of a new camp this year, that's an intensive camp. That'll be in the end of July, and then obviously
Not to be confused with the Black Eye Camp.
Yeah, sure, that's what it should be called.
Sounds
now.
like it's going to be rugged.
Yeah. And then the Futures Camp, which is for people that want a college preparatory camp, to get them ready for if they're interested in wrestling in college. It's a good barometer where they are and what they need to do, and it's kind of a day inside or a week inside college wrestling and what to expect, I guess. So
Seems like more and more sports are doing camps and clinics like that now.
Right,
I've seen
right.
all kinds of soccer and lacrosse, other sports that are doing like these identification camps or these prospect type clinics and
Right.
everything.
Yep,
It looks
yep.
as though this has become a pattern now.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think it's a good idea, just for both sides, the coaches
Sure.
and the players,
Sure.
prospective student athletes. So it's
Sure.
good. Yep.
Good. Well, folks, you can go to pantherwrestlingcamp.com to
Yep.
get information on that, and those camps will fill up pretty quick, so you might want to get in there
Absolutely.
pretty
Yep.
quick. So
We do have cutoffs because we don't have so much room. So
Sure,
yep.
sure. Well, Nate, I guess we'll come back next week then, same time, and we'll do another quick show, basically looking into preview each weight class, who you have going and everything,
regionals,
for
yep.
the regionals and everything, and talk a little bit about maybe some of the teams that are back from last year. I know there's been a little bit of regional restructuring, so maybe we can talk a little about that next week.
Absolutely. Sounds good.
Great. Well, thanks so much for being on the show. Folks, thank you so much for being with us. Keep on your calendars, Friday and Saturday, February 24th and 25th. Also wanted to mention Ferrum's women's basketball team has had a great run down the stretch here. They are hosting the USA South first two rounds this weekend on Saturday and Sunday. I guess it's the 18th and 19th here on
Right.
campus at Ferrum. We got two games, one game on Saturday, one game on Sunday, and come on out and support the women's basketball team. They've had a great season. Coach Brian Harvey's got a great program going, and we'd love to see you out there. And then we'll
Keeps
talk
rolling.
next week a little bit about the NCAA regionals. So for Nate Yetzer, I'm Gary Holden. Thanks so much for being with us, and have a great weekend.